Hello, and welcome to this episode of In Discussion With from PharmacyUpdateOnline. Today I'm talking to Professor Gino Martini about the misuse of nitrous oxide and dinitrophenol and his role as Chief Executive of the Precision Health Technology Accelerator. Professor Martini, why don't you start by introducing yourself?
My name is Gino Martini. I'm the Chief Executive for the Precision Health Technology Accelerator, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the University of Birmingham. Prior to this role, I actually was the Chief Scientist for the Royal Pharmaceutical Society for about 4 years.
Can you just give us a brief overview of your role?
I'm the Chief Exec for what we call the PHTA, and this is I suppose, an innovative company. Our job on my role is to help spur innovation in the West Midlands as part of the Birmingham Health Innovation Campus, which is a very large science park that's being built as we speak. And the whole idea is to concentrate life sciences in the region and to get academics speaking to industry effectively. That's what we're trying to do.
First, focusing on your time at the Royal Pharmaceutical Society, I know that you took a great interest in the misuse of dinitrophenol. Can you tell us what the issue is here?
To sort of frame my, I suppose, tenure at the Royal Pharmaceutical Society, I always took the view that every life was important. And I never subscribed to the view that because, 36 people died of exposure to DNP or to nitrous oxide, for example, that it wasn't important. Well, you try to have that conversation with the parent who's just lost their daughter or their son. And I believe pharmacists are medicines experts. It also means we're also experts in stopping misuse. Really important. And I think I've got no data to prove it, except when I walk around the streets, I can see discarded nitrous oxide canisters everywhere. I can see obvious signs of drug abuse. And I think over the last 3 or 4 years, drug abuse, misuse has increased. Dinitrophenol is a disgusting chemical. It was banned for many, many years in the 1930s. The FDA said it should not be used for human use, consumption. And effectively what DNP does, it actually stimulates the mitochondria in your cells to work faster, and therefore they generate more heat. And unfortunately, young people who've been taking it suddenly overheat and die of heat exposure. It's a horrible way to die. And I thought this chemical, which had been banned for human consumption years ago, has had the resurgence in use. And I felt we should try and stop that. And a lot of the other chief scientists, my predecessor, Jane Lawrence, was the same. I think Tony Moffat before her. Many presidents have been involved. I know Ash Soni has spoken to the parents of victims, of the people who've died, as has Sandra Gidley. And of course, I've been involved. And I felt it was really important, but I never, ever subscribed that the fact that because more would die of heroin overdose, that actually is not very important. It is important,
How do you think the problems with dinitrophenol should be tackled? I know that some people have called for it to be banned, but I understand it also has industrial uses, so this might be difficult.
I mean, I'll be very clear. My preference is for it to be banned. And I can say that. I would have said that as a chief scientist for the Royal Pharmaceutical Society. I believe the current position from the Royal Pharmaceutical Society is for it to be banned. I know other organisations don't want it. I actually don't understand it. I think it's all chemistry. I can't see any use for it in fertilisers. I just think it's completely outdated for use in the 2020s. And so, I've had those conversations with the parents of a number of young people who've passed away because of this dreadful chemical, and it is a dreadful chemical.
Some people have called for the compounding of dinitrophenol to be banned. Is that a way forward?
I think the compounding bit is just, because let's face it, as pharmacists, we used to compound, and to our shame, we've kind of lost our skill. But to me, it also stops a little bit of a loophole. I mean, people were shipping this chemical in bulk. And so if you sort of ban compounding of it, you actually stop it from being put into capsules or sachets, because that's how it was being given to young people. So it's almost like another step that says, hold on, you can't say you didn't know what was going to happen because you've taken the step to compound it, i.e. put it into a capsule. Therefore, that's illegal. So you can't do it. Anything that adds another obstacle in people trying to distribute this particular chemical, I think is a good thing. But let's get back to basics. Let's get it banned outright, or certainly under control of a pharmacist. And linked to that, of course, is stop them being compounded completely. Let's just get this thing out of circulation.
And also, some people have called for dinitrophenol to be made a Class C drug under the Misuse of Drugs Act. Is that an option?
You see, we shouldn't be calling it a drug. I mean, very careful from that. I've used the word chemical, because nearly 100 years ago, literally 1930s, it was told it was not no medical use for it. So it's a chemical. So I don't, I wouldn't, any rescheduling is just a waste of time because it has no therapeutic use at all. So treat it as a chemical, treat it as a nasty chemical, and just get it banned, or so restricted that nobody can get their hands on it.